Boys, I know this is Fun Day Friday. Get stepmom stuck in a washing machine and then take her out for the McDonald's romantic dinner Friday. But still, even I, a pirate software historian, did not expect something absolutely this insane to happen. We expected everyone's favorite Nepo baby, Pirate Software, to double down once, twice, thrice, but at this point, the doubling down is just uncountable. No one even knows on which level of doubling down we currently are in the saga of everyone's favorite Nepo baby. It is insanity. And like the video, share it around, do all of that good stuff because Pirate Software is currently losing a lot. From the last time his name was truly in the pits, the roach out, the magnificent roach out, he lost 50% of his viewership on Twitch, on YouTube, everywhere. It was done. He was done. He lost 50%. That gotta hurt. And now he is losing even more. And why is he losing even more? Because now he's just blatantly lying about things even the average person can prove are false. Okay? And I never thought that he's going to be such an absolute locale. Now, I knew that Pirate Software definitely had the net terminal locale gene in him, for sure. But I did not know that it's like king level or whatever you want to call it. Because this is true insanity. No one expected him to go this far. But he did. Our boy did. And I am happy for it. Because now his lies are just so bad, even the blind can see.
Software lied, and then in the same clip proves that he was lying. I didn't even have to do research for this one. Now this as well was from a live stream where I decided to record this video. I know I've said in the past that that kind of impacts my bias and whatnot, so I tried my best just to focus in on the content that I was sharing with you guys. I made sure
It's Pirate Software, no one cares.
To, write it down beforehand, but I'm still interested to hear what you guys think. Now, not only that, I also go into detail about some of the issues and the history with Heartbound and its lack of consistent updates, I should say. But one more thing to mention before
Heartbound is the game that Pirate Software has been making for 10 years in early access. Don't worry, he's finishing any day now soon.
The video gets started, in my estimation, this is probably going to be one of the last Pirate Software videos that I am making as a part of this saga.
Lies.
It's getting to a point where I just don't think the quality of the information that I'm sharing with you guys is up to the standard that it was even just a few short days ago. I might be taking a break if there's big drama in the interim here as I'm trying to find a new story to go into. I will of course be covering it, but I just wanted to be upfront for the people that have been watching and are kind of waiting for us to get into new stories.
Thank you for obvious lies. We appreciate it.
There's been something new that I thought useful each day, and now that we're coming out of it, just wanted to let you guys know. But finally, if you're new here, end up enjoying the video, consider subscribing. Also, give the video a thumbs up if you found it useful and want to share it to other people. Helps in the algorithm. But regardless of if you do either of those things, thank you for watching. So this is coming from Colette X Core on Livestream Fails. This is the clip, and they also sent me the raw clip. I'm gonna play this for you guys. I just want you to watch it. I just want you to follow along, and then we're gonna go over it again and go a little bit slower. So he's talking about all the people shitting on him for Heartbound and like this slow progress of Heartbound, okay?
I release an update for Heartbound on the first week of every month. All those people who are making videos about that?
Because of the Twitch policy change. This happened when the Twitch policy change happened. Twitch made it so that you cannot keep your, what's it called, early access game if you don't update it every month. There we go.
Are fucking morons. They should probably just check the Steam updates. That's like, there's literally an update that goes out the first week of every month. Yeah, they're just content farming.
Stop lying! I'm allergic to lies, Pirate Software, please!
Like, here, I'll even show it to you, man. Even though people are, like, review bombing the shit out of the game. Here.
The classic Pirate Software. Oh, death threats! Oh, review bombs! We already know he lies about the review bombing.
Boop. You can just go down here and see the announcements right here. You can actually see all of the patch notes.
Yeah. Bug fixes, bug reporting. How is bug reporting useful? Don't know. Upcoming content. Yes, That's literally in a patch that's supposed to influence current content, upcoming content, which never happens. Chapter 3. Chapter 3 has not been made for years now, okay? This is literally an early access game for years.
They're all there,
Yeah, there's not a lot of things, okay?
right? It's all in there. You just go see it.
Wait, is upcoming content every single time Chapter 3?
You just go.
Yes, so every single update he does, he's saying, "Oh, Chapter 3 is coming, boys. Don't you worry about it." By the way, this game is literally just his life, his life story, which is kind of messed up and really makes you understand why he's such a loser.
See it yourself, going all the way back, right? So like, right? So people that are saying that the game never gets worked on or has been abandoned are lying to you.
Totally.
Like, provably. So don't fall for that weird bullshit.
This part right here, right?
Like, provably. So.
Provably. So remember what he said, right? He said that a monthly update comes out in the first part of each month. In the first week of each month, an update comes out. Now, number one, just to get the semantics out of the way, it is July 10th. We are in the second week of the month. There's been no update for July, but that is pedantic, right? That's a bit silly. You know, even if he's just getting an update out every single month, I think that that's fair. What if I were to tell you that in the clip that you just saw, he proved that that isn't true? He goes through to show us, you guys can just go on the Steam updates, right? Just go check the Steam updates. Well, let's look at those Steam updates.
Boop. You can just go down here and see the announcements right here. You can actually see all of the patch notes.
Interesting. Okay, so right here, April update moved. Moving this update to May 1st. New stuff coming this week. That's in April. Don't worry, we'll go to these. They're there. The next update should drop this week. That isn't true. They end up moving it to May 1st. In his own clip.
So his updates are updates about updates being updated when he's gonna update the updates. That's a lot of updates through software.
He is showing that that is wrong. The proof that he is right, that there's an update coming out every month, is false by his own, what is that? By his own volition? By his own proof? It's right there. It's right there in front of it. It's in, I haven't seen anybody on this Reddit talking about it. People have been covering, and we're going to go over some of this stuff in regard to Heartbound. They're not even bringing up that that's itself is a lie. So I went up and I pulled up the updates because I was like, there's no way, right? Why would he have proof of himself lying in that clip of him saying that he's got proof that everyone else is lying?
Because he doesn't think that people are gonna check. And the irony is, of course, that people have checked. People have checked everything you fucking do. But he's just like, oh no, I'm gonna keep on lying.
So this is March, so we get our March patch, great. New stuff coming this week, April 3rd. Next update should drop this week. I was going to launch this on the 1st, but the dialogue, blah, blah, blah. He's saying it should drop this week. It is now April 21st. Was going to drop the update last week or so, but a lot needed to be changed. I was very busy with our ferret rescue. Thankfully, I have everything written and implementation is a breeze, so it's not going to be an issue. And then he says this. Also, as a point of clarity for those that are upset at my streaming schedule and the games I play on there, I run a company of 15 people and a ferret rescue of 60 plus animals. If this indie game could pay for
No one literally asked. Who asked? No one. That's right. Thank you for being understandful, okay? Listen, if you couldn't make a fucking game because other shit was happening, then don't make the fucking game, dude. Don't make the fucking game. Don't blame us for the fact that you want to do other things. Don't blame us for the fact that you decided that you're gonna actually pay attention to other things before this thing is finished. But, of course, it's Pirate Software. He's gonna blame us. It's our fault he decided to do things that were against finishing this. It's never his fault, keep in mind.
at all, I definitely would just be doing this. It cannot and never has been able to. The stream in the community that supports me streaming allows me to work on this game and accomplish all of the objectives I set out to do. Again, I'm not going to go after this guy because he didn't update it within the first week, even though he said he does that every single time and said literally, because I think that's pedantic and I think that's dumb. But we can also, you know, while I was looking through this, he was saying he does that every month. Out of curiosity, oh, studio update, January 2025. There's a video. And the last time he updated since then, April 1st, 2024. Oh, wait, this patch is an April Fool's joke. There are no known issues. There are no bug fixes. I'm a perfect programmer. It's all April Fools. And then the update before that was back in 2023, December of 2023. People were upset
It's the YouTube, not the YouTube, but the Steam policy update. This is why he does even this little.
About how long it had taken for Heartbound to get updates.
By the way, it's crazy. The guy literally is a millionaire. He 100% is a millionaire with all the stuff that he got from YouTube, from Twitch. Well, maybe he isn't, because I'm assuming Night Media is literally taking an arm and a leg for pushing him out. Because the chances are that he's an industrial plant, low, but the chance that he was literally created by Night Media, very high. So maybe he isn't, but he should still have enough money to literally pay some, to pay some probably 40 that he found on the street, to program and finish the game for him. Like, the game's already bad. Everyone hates it. It's shit. It's objectively shit and boring and bad. So why not just pay someone like 5K to finish it for him?
We're gonna be going into a little bit of depth about what updates are in that, and maybe, you know, maybe Pirate was saying every month since he got back in January. Let's take him at that, because he was still wrong about that. Let's take a look at the journey, a bit of the journey of Heartbound. Yeah, he clarifies in the studio update video at least. Let's take a look at what's in that video.
Yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about why Heartbound has not been updated for so long, and it's hilariously because the community exploded inside. Back in November of 2023, we had an average of about 400 viewers. This is now between 15 and 20,000 now. In order to contain all of that and to do something with it that was actually, you know, beneficial to everyone involved, I had to do a lot of stuff. The first thing that I had to do was form a corporation. We actually incorporated Pirate Software.
Right.
Originally, it was just a DBA, a doing business as. I'm the CEO, and I started hiring on all of the staff. Moderators are actually on full time now. Every one of them is salaried in the United States, and they get vision, dental, medical.
Vision, dental, medical, insurance. Hell yeah, insurance for the mod team.
One of the things I'm trying to do going forward is
Idiot. You could have probably gotten some losers to do it for free like everyone else.
get them on to a 401k plan, which if you're in Europe, I believe that's called a pension plan. Yeah.
401k, pension, super useful. Thank you. So why haven't you made your...
If you work in Europe and you pay taxes in your fucking country, you get a pension by default, as long as you pay the appropriate tax bracket.
your game that you sold to people? I just want to make it clear, like, imagine being someone who had been waiting for this game and have been told that the expected release date from Thor's own words, we are hoping to fully finish and release the game by December of 2017. Right now, we're on track for that date, but if anything changes, we will let everyone know. The
On track, boys!
expectation that they put forth was 2017, and maybe people have made purchases after that. Let's be fair, right? Maybe people made purchases after this, and, you know, he was being realistic, and you guys saw, like I said, I recommend checking out Slop News Network's video where he goes in depth about Pirate Software's jobs, like his workplace, all that stuff, and he goes into the process of Heartbound and how he completed like 6% of the game in a year, like 6% of a single chapter of the game. Try to get into the shoes of somebody who has purchased this game, who has been supporting it. Keep in mind, they had a Kickstarter that reached its goal and surpassed it within 2 days.
By the way, the people who are disliking the game now, that's not review bombing, because now people know the truth that Pirate Software like literally does nothing on the game almost. Okay, he's making almost close to zero progress a year, and it's blatantly obvious by the stuff that he himself has said. Again, expected to launch in 2017, has 100 times more money now than he had previously. 8 years later, still not updating the game. Like, all the people who bought the game and now know that he's just being well, he is an asshole about it, that he's blatantly lying, pretty much, have the right to dislike the game because it makes sense. They now know that they are being lied to.
Days. One that got to $19,000 and was hoping to get 5,000 in 2 days. So you are that person, and, you know, admittedly, little bit of poisoning the well, you know, but I'm thinking, like, what would somebody who's been waiting for this game to update when they haven't, and this is true also, they hadn't received an update for the game in over a year. This is their update. The response is, well, everything blew up, and the project that is promised to you guys has been put on the back burner because I've hired a full team. I've been doing all this stuff. Okay, but let's actually finish his part of the video here so we can hear more about why he can't work on it.
All of this got done in the last year. This was my whole last year, and navigating all of that stuff took an immense amount of time. And because of that, I stopped working on games. I just didn't have time. I worked on Heartbound a little bit here and there, and there wasn't really any other time to do stuff. So each day I would get off stream, I work on it for about an hour, maybe 30 minutes, maybe 2 hours, depending on the day that it was, and then went back to work on that. That was it. And then I could go and stream stuff and do everything outside of that.
Okay. I also just want to bring your guys' attention. If you look down below me here, I'll actually play it just so you can see that bottom. You can see down below here, those are the recent streams here, 19th, 18th, and 17th of January. Just real quick, so that's 7.5 hours of Ashes of Creation, 12 hours Path of Exile 2, 12 hours of Path of Exile just chatting. Oh my god, it's Ludwig. Let's just look at the comment section of this video and see what actual, owners of the game, people that have been supporting him, what they have to say about this update. I love Thornall, but hearing him say that he had no time to develop Heartbound while streaming AOC and WoW up to 13 hours a day seems insane to me. And the next one here, maybe the real Heartbound is the first.
Yeah, again, people are not buying his shit anymore. People are just done listening to his blatant lies. Okay? No one, I didn't have time. I chose to play a game instead of work. Do I need to care? Well, Pirate Software thinks you need to care, but no one needs to care about that.
Friends we made along the way. Yes, King. I'm sorry, but you saying you don't have enough time while simultaneously streaming WoW and AOC 12 hours a day every day is ridiculous. You obviously have time, you're just choosing to devote it to your streams instead of the games you sold people. Don't get me wrong, if Thor wants to swap to streaming as his career, that is 100% okay, and his choice. But if that's the case, he needs to state that openly, and then refund the game. Going nearly 2 years with no updates, and then being like, nah, I just haven't had time, when there are hours upon hours of VODs of him screwing around on WoW, leaves a bad taste in my mouth. We got Deltarune Chapter 3 and 4 before we got the first promised monthly update. Well, let's take a look at, they're referencing for almost 2 years. Not a single update. Matter of fact, it actually did go over a year, and someone has a screenshot from that time frame. This is in the Reddit post, one of the top comments actually, and it is a screenshot. So for those who don't know, Steam implemented something back in February of this year, and what that did is it marked games that hadn't received an update on Steam in over a year as a game that's been abandoned. Kind of, to give a pep in the step to those people that were, making shovelware games where they're just putting stuff out and then they just stop.
Well, no. This also had the different impact on early access, because abandoning a game when it's a finished product is one thing. Abandoning a game that's early access and you're promising, that's different.
Stop updating it, and it allows consumers to know this game has been abandoned by the producers of the game or developers, so be wary. This was the screenshot. Early access, this is from Heartbound at this time. Note, the last update made by the developers was over 13 months ago. The information and timeline described by the developers here may no longer be up to date. We want to open more Heartbound content to the public to get feedback and fix bugs on the road to launch. So, they're talking about early access, allowing an even greater conversation between us.
Again, all of this literally matters nothing when you learn that this game has been in early access for 10 years plus, or something like that. Like, none of this shit matters.
Us as developers and the Heartbound community. That's how we know that that was Heartbound. 13 months is absurd. This is kind of where that gets implemented. So it gets implemented in February, and suddenly he starts making updates to the game. Well, I was going through that Reddit thread of this clip that I showed you today, and someone compiled all of those updates and what they meant for the game. Let's take a look at someone's summarization of the most recent updates for Heartbound. This goes starting with, let's start with May. It actually goes all the way back to that December of 2023. So we'll start May 28th. This is, the most recent one that they covered for June, right? This is the most recent update. No new content besides a new facial expression and mostly arbitrary timing updates, which boils down to changing a number or two in an array. May 1st, 2025. So this was supposed to be the April update that got moved to May. Added a conversation path with a character named Road. Added some strings to an existing array. Fixed a game crash bug. Keep in mind, this was, reference, writing is his weak suit. He said it multiple times. Writing is the toughest part for him. Sure, let's give.
It's kind of crazy considering a Heartbound is literally his self-insert of a game of himself.
Him that credit. Following after that, so now we're going back to March 2nd. A new way to access whatever the clash is. Change of dialogue text, fixed some audio bugs. So keep in mind, he's been working on the last 8% of Chapter 3 for the last, I believe, year and a half, 2 years now. I could be wrong. Someone can fact check me on that. And he's doing...
So, I know what he's done. So, it's pretty funny. the 8% means literally nothing, because that would actually imply that he knows everything that needs to be done, which is never the case, first of all. Two, he's implying that all he knows how big every part is and how much time it should take, which is also completely false. And the way that he's calculating this is on an Excel spreadsheet where he just puts in random numbers, and those numbers can only go up to 100%, and that's how he calculates how much of the game he has finished, which is pure fucking bullshit. Everyone knows. So yeah, he probably spent more time creating a Excel spreadsheet that goes up to 100% in total to show how much he does than actually do for the game. It's insane.
Audio patches. He's doing a game crash bug for a specific system. Added a number symbol to the game font. He added a number symbol or a hashtag to the game font. Extended a storyline, possibly dialogue, more strings and arrays. Added a quit button. He added a quit button, guys. Long list of bug fixes. April 1st, 2024. April Fool's, not an actual update. This, by the way, February 1st, 2025, April 1st. Now you'll notice February 1st, this is around the time that got implemented, that people could notice that games were being abandoned. And we know about that 13-month period because this April Fool's update wasn't an actual update. So this in here lies 13 months of no update. Calling it Heartbound, holy based. Now we jump to December 25 of 2023. So back in 2023 on Christmas, new facial expressions for 2 characters. They added effects to 2 characters, cutscenes, added pause option to pause key. I swear that's in the list. Space can accept, cancel button on a controller can close a menu. He's encompassing all of the updates that you just heard me describe from the last year.
At this rate, it's gonna take him like 50 more years to finish the game.
And a half. 1.5.
We're literally spending multiple months on adding a facial expression to a character. Which, by the way, is probably not even his actual job. It's probably a job of the artist, and then he just adds it somewhere, which is not really that hard, which is probably 5 minutes of work.
Years of work got players new facial expressions for 3 characters, some more dialogue options in already existing dialogue trees, and some bug fixes for code he already wrote. I think that's, I don't know, I feel like that's a cop-out. Obviously, you're bug fixing the code that you wrote. This is, at most, a few weeks worth of work for someone who sits at their home office all day talking about how good of a programmer they are. 1.5 years is embarrassing. This is not a list of actual updates. This is the equivalent, and they're saying this, this is the equivalent of saying you're working on your book when all you're doing is finding synonyms for words you already wrote and changing the font from Calibri to Times New Roman. You guys played Schedule 1, right? That's also made by one guy. That's made by Trevor. Right? Let's just go through a few of the patches. Oh, is it Tyler? Not Trevor? My bad, Tyler. I apologize. That's my bad. Let's see what we've got cooking here. Thank you for correcting me. So we've got added off-road skateboard. So there's a whole new item. Huge. 8. Fix the community 10. Added lot improvements. It is done for Heartbound in a year and a half. I would say by just legitimate improvements to the game, we had 3 facial expression changes and a few writing changes. Now, admittedly, they're 2 different games. Right? You know, he doesn't have to worry about the story. He doesn't have to worry about those things. I would argue that this man is creating, you know, new mechanics like the lockers. He was changing things up. He was repeatedly updating the NPC AI. I'm sure as you guys were playing Schedule 1, remember, AI was a bit buggy. Now he's not a streamer. He's not a full-time ferret rescuer. He doesn't have 15 people on staff from how I understand it. And someone was talking to me. I was arguing in Discord. This isn't to like clown on somebody that I chat with, but they were arguing and I was saying that this is stupid because when I saw the clip and then he wasn't even able to get his monthly updates out, I was like, that's stupid. I'm going to make a video about this. They were like, well, it's just like he forgot to get an update out in a month. Like, okay, you know, next time you say you're going to do a daily upload and you don't, you know, I'll make sure to, you know, make an exposed video about it. And I thought about it, I was like, well, maybe that's a good point. And then I thought about it a bit more. And I'm not telling you guys, or I'm not offering to you guys an ability to purchase your opportunity to watch my videos. Like my memberships, I say it explicitly, it's just to support.
Was that it?
He is going to get away, maybe because of how it's legally set up now, to not deliver on that product in a reasonable amount of time. Does anyone have a counterpoint to anything that I just described?
No, pirated software is pirated software. It is what it is. Ah, man, it never ends with him now, does it? It really never does, and he has lost so much. Recently, I think it was yesterday, I was looking at Twitter, and I mean, he lost like 1,000 subs. That's not 1,000, but 100,000 subs. Jesus. Like, Pirate Software is just losing, 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 and losing more. It is insane, okay? I wonder when he's gonna start lashing out, because currently he's just being autistic as always. I wonder when he's gonna start lashing out, okay? Because you know it's coming. You know it's gonna boil up at some point, and well, maybe it's just gonna be another Dr. K episode. Who knows? But anyway, that was, what's his name? Quinteo. 10 out of 10. Bye.